Welcome guys back to another one. This unfortunate Mazda CX-5 came to us with deleted DPF and the software is modified accordingly. What happened? It is a very low mileage. The customer loves the car and he had initially a DPF warning light, fault light coming onto the dashboard a couple times. I believe he mentioned it was like 3 times on the motorway when he was driving, and couple times he could delete it, but after a while it stayed on. So what happened next? He took it to a bloke. He asked for carbon cleaning. The customer asked for carbon cleaning, but the mechanic or whoever done the job, he talked him into a DPF delete, so internally remove the guts of the DPF and also modify the software, and he allegedly done a carbon cleaning on it, which later the customer discovered it wasn't done. So he deleted the DPF, made financial damage to the customer, because the problem was never the DPF. The DPF may have thrown the fault code or the warning light, but something else was the issue, which was carbon buildup in the intake system and worn camshaft. But luckily, because of our videos on YouTube, the customer or the owner of this car could do the job for himself, although he mentioned that it was very difficult, but he managed to do it, so he saved some money there. However, he will have to spend money with us now to get it back to factory original. So I'll show you what the telltale signs or symptoms of the deleted DPF are. The very obvious one is a sooty exhaust tailpipe, as you can see, and also if you rev the car, the exhaust is smoking, which it should not if the car has a DPF, a working DPF. If you want a problem-free one which you can drive for long, here you can have 3 as you wish. That one is a CX-5 automatic, Mazda 6 manual and Mazda 6 automatic as well. All of them had rebuilt engine by us. We give 1 year or 10,000 miles warranty. However, it comes with a caveat. I wouldn't really call it a caveat. So basically a term, you will have to bring it back to us for oil change in 6,000 mile time in order to have the warranty. But I think that's more than fair. And the moment I am reading the ECU, and also the customer told that the bloke told him that he's done the carbon cleaning, but the customer was smart. He was watching my videos and he knows how or what it looks like, that clamp when it's in factory position. So that hose, water or coolant hose, and on the rubber hose, the clamp, if it's facing towards the cabin, it means it's in factory position, meaning the intake manifold was never removed. So he challenged the guy who done the job for him. He got some money back, luckily, but not all, which is quite unfortunate. And it is such a low mileage car, as you can see guys, 64,000 on the clock. So what's happening now? As I said, I'm reading out the file, but you don't have to overthink it, guys. It is very easy to get into this sort of business of chip tuning, DPF deletes and all that. You can just purchase the tool. It is expensive, but if someone has the funds, he can purchase it. And as you could see, he can do damage to other people, financial damage, if he doesn't know what he's doing. Because basically, I don't know how to write an ECU or how to do the map. What I'm doing at the moment, it is nothing too tricky or too difficult to do. I'm just reading out the ECU, and once I've done that, I'm sending that file to someone who is putting it back to the original file, and then I'm going to write it to the ECU. And what happened when they done the DPF delete? Basically the same, very likely the same. They read the ECU, send that file, and someone just modified that file that the DPF and the EGR is turned off in the ECU, and then he wrote it back. So that's what I mean. It is easy to get into this business without even knowing how to write a map, how to modify the ECU and all that. I don't know how to modify the ECU, but we're not fans of deleting the DPFs. The reason why, as I told you earlier, the DPF was never at fault. It was something before the DPF in the engine, which was carbon buildup and the camshaft, but the customer sorted that. However, he's unable to do the DPF, the software modification back to original and fit the new DPF, sorry, not new, but used one, but original DPF back to the car. That's where we are helping, but unfortunately, it will cost him a couple £100. So It was just a quick one, guys, to show you the DPF delete is not the way, especially not on these 2.2 Skyactivs, because I would say 99% of the cases it is not the problem. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.